It's John for KaijuPop.com, where today we're playing Gryphon Night Epic on the PS4. This is also on PC, and it's a medieval themed shoot 'em up, which seems a bit strange, but it also it's quite clever. Beyond just being a simple shmup, as we'll see here. These menu screens oddly silent music and the level select screen, but yeah, what's quite clever is some of the persistent stuff in the way the game's structured. So you see I've got different stages all the way around here. I've beaten these three guys, and there's sort of a Mega Man like structure to these, in that you start out with just these two dudes, and then these four levels open up, and every time you beat a boss, then you gain their powers in a Mega Man style E. You gain their weapons, which you can then upgrade in the wizard shop. So you're constantly collecting cash throughout the game, and you can spend that on leveling up these weapons. I have four of them so far, because you get one by default, and then you earn the others by beating the end of level bosses. You can also, and you do need to, go to market to buy potions and whatnot, and I mainly get the healing potions because I suck at this game. I suck at all shoot 'em ups, really, so that helps, but I'm gonna buy a bomb here just in case, and I'm gonna hop in. Tell you what, I've done these three and I was getting royally humped on this person, so I'm gonna bump up and have a look at Lorraine here. So you get three different difficulty levels, which depends just the loot drops that come out, but I'm gonna persist and try to keep going with the night without, the medium difficulty level, without having to drop down to easy here. It all looks quite nice in a sort of sprite based, but it's a nice sort of cross between generic pixel art and I guess more sort of a hand drawn painterly look. It's got a nice colorful look to it, and so yeah, basically you sort of, I think this level is much too hard for my abilities. But you see, I've got, I guess you could call them options flying around me. You get different types of options as well, which you can buy in the shop. If I hop over here, the game calls them squires. So this one just shoots a flame out. This guy does... Oh, that gives me a chance to heal after every enemy I beat. And these ones just are a kind of multi-shot. So they're good, but they take... when they get hits, they lose energy, and then you stop being able to use their abilities, basically. So I want to catch the orange gems to use those. One of the things this game does is you can hit circle to change direction, and there are some parts where there are kind of multiple paths, but not really. There was one section earlier on where you do actually have to solve a little puzzle by going into different rooms and shooting specific things. But yeah, it doesn't make too much use of that change of direction stuff. So the other thing you can change are the weapons. So the different weapons are the things you get from different bosses. So I just beat this mage that lets me throw out a thing with X and then hit X again to unleash that sort of bolt, and that's pretty cool and useful and very, very powerful, but it takes a while. It's quite a slow moving shot. I've also used one of my healing potions there by pressing triangle. The trick is, I guess there are more things happening in this level, but the Gryphon that I'm riding on is impervious to damage. It's only my knight himself that can get hit, so it's that typical bullet hell thing of actually your hitbox is reasonably small, which makes the game kind of durable. But yeah, I guess to show you some of the other weapons that we've gotten so far. So I've got this sort of spread shot dealio, and that's kind of handy. And I can also do this Ah, that sword swipe there, which is, I guess, not all that useful in the grand scheme now. So it is kind of, I don't know, I am finding that usually the last thing I get is the best thing to get, which means I want to get out of this. Yeah. I am, typically finding that the last weapon I get is usually the most powerful, and like, or they're all sort of, I suppose they're enough of a muchness scenario that I'm in trouble here. There's a bunch of shit happening. There we go. Here's my one smart bomb that I bought. They're enough of a muchness that you know, there's not the sort of Mega Man strategy, I don't think, quite so much of, oh, you need to be going to this level first and then getting this and then only using this thing on this particular level. There's not really much of that. I think it is just a thing of you can kind of just plug along and you'll be alright. But this level is pretty intense. I think I've sort of jumped on ahead a little bit more than I've bitten off more than I can chew, perhaps. But okay, at least I made it to the checkpoint, and it seems I'm about to fight Papa Shango. Travanko Oliver, and beauty Lorraine once you walk in the planks. So basically the idea is that Sir Oliver has slain this dragon a long time ago, along with a crew of sort of fellow knights, and uncovered this treasure haul of awesome, powerful weapons and this amulet of love, and all of his buddies went in and took these massively powerful weapons and got corrupted by them, and so you've got to use your special amulet to free them from their curse, basically. And the bosses are pretty cool looking. So we got this massive kraken over here. Yeah, the boss fights so far I think are pretty rad. And not all that difficult. It's interesting in a way. I think it's tricky with a game like this that has you know, it's trying to lend this sense of persistency by having you I'm about to die quite badly. By having you buy like health potions and things like that. But the thing is, if I die and I die here, I'm gonna respawn at a checkpoint, but without any of my health pickups. So at the end of the day, it is still all about kind of pattern memorization, and you know, by the end, you really should be able to just memorize the patterns and know everything and get through okay. But alright. Oh, there's something over there. I guess the tentacle can do. Okay, so I took out the tentacle there. It's a little bit hard. I mean, like, the game says in the tutorial right at the start that, okay, your hitbox is just around Sir Oliver here. But it is, I've been finding it's a little bit difficult to really gauge where the hitbox is. So yeah, I think it is a little bit, when we're doing fine control through these beams here, it's I've been finding it a little bit trying, I guess, to get through. Take that tentacle. Maybe I should concentrate on these, perhaps, and then try and get him in the eyes. Get him in the eyes. You'll see as well there's a live system here, which is a little bit silly in this day and age, especially as the games, you know, the game does save halfway through every level anyway. It will, if I run out of lives, then I do get sent back to the start of this section, but One thing that's nice is that it lets you keep your gold, so you can then spend it on more healing items in the shop and stuff, so that's kind of cool. It makes things a little bit more sort of achievable, I guess. I wouldn't say this is a hard shmup, but I am very bad at shmups, so it's a little bit difficult for me, but I think probably if you're an expert in the genre, you'll be wanting to play this on hard. Oh, okay. I thought I'd beaten it. It seemed to be making death noises, and then the tentacle came up and grabbed me from underneath. Come on. So my weapon on X, that's on a cooldown, you can see the number ticking up from the beginning, it's up to 60 now. But that's determines, you know, if that gets down to 0, it will then charge back up. But yeah, it's on a fairly simple cooldown. You don't have to worry about ammo or anything like that. Crap. Oh, what? Oh, that was right as he shot something? That's kind of irritating and unfair. A little bit. I think maybe I've met my match in between the last level I was stuck on and this one. I've also been finding that these mid-bosses are often actually harder than the end of section bosses. But maybe that's just me. I don't think, yeah. No. This isn't going so well. I always sort of find it good to play a shmup that's reasonably accessible. I like shmups, but I always find I'm so bad at them that I never really get engaged in them. The last shmup I actually got into was I think Cinemora, like the grasshopper manufacturer game. That was years and years and years ago. And it's always like, you know, stuff like Darius Burst appeals to me. I'd like to play it, but the prospect of losing money on that whole proposition because I would get nowhere with it, or either I would get nowhere with it, or I just play it on easy with all like the credits and just not, you know, finish it but get nothing from that experience. So it's nice to play a shmup that's pretty well balanced and has enough of a persistent structure to it to make it worthwhile. Shite though, eh? Last chance? No, game over. So, well, that sucks, but I'll boot myself out to the stage select, and you see, I've still got my money, but I still don't have any of my healing items or anything like that. So, and just went to the one shop as well. Nope. Here we go. So let's stock up on those, and that'll do, I guess. Shrinks the night for 60 seconds. Do I want that? Not really. Some of these potions, by the way, do just... Nice. Yeah, sure. I'll get that for 1 coin. This ugly duckling that will just annoy me. Cool. There we go. Forgot what I was going to say there. Never mind. Let's go back, try this one again. This is the stage that had kind of beaten me before, but we'll endeavour to go a little bit further this time. You see what I mean about the look, and every sort of little stage has its own, you know, enough of a distinct look to it that that makes going to each area kind of rewarding and interesting. And each kind of bit has its own little, you know, the levels themselves feel different. I want to try this ugly duckling square. Yeah, it does nothing. It's doing nothing. Okay, I actually need help, so yeah, each level manages to feel distinct and different enough to lend a unique flavor, I guess. So there's, oh crap, I really should have been keeping an eye on how much health I had left. So I've been dumped all the way back to the start. Fuck. So there'll be things in this level where those sort of, these flying mite things are just annoying and get in your way at first. But later on in this stage they actually provide shields and then healing boosts to enemies and stuff. And it's kind of nice to see a little bit, you know, there's things like that of enemies buffing and, you know, buffing up their friends, their allies and stuff. It adds a little bit of RPG-ish flavor along with the persistency of the game in general, that it feels nice. It at least presents the illusion of there being depth in the game, even if it's really just a shmup. Yeah, see, these blue guys are fucking annoying. They just gave a shield bonus to those dudes, and now I'm gonna have to take them out first. So it's kind of interesting, like the, you know, occasionally having to prioritize targets. And that thing of going back, I mean, like, yeah, so there's this limited idea of you can kind of free roam through the levels and go back to the start if you really want to. I have no idea why you'd really want to, unless it was to shoot absolutely every single enemy on the stage. As I said, there are some sections where you have to go back to a previously visited area, but really very, very few. Yay! Healing gems, thank you. Very good. Okay, I kept on eating it somewhere around here before. Yeah, you want to shoot the green things too, because the green things say will actually heal their friends, so that's not good. But it's a rare thing. Perhaps it's a rare thing for me in a shmup because I don't think very tactically about those games. Maybe that's why I'm terrible at them. But to prioritize enemies is reasonably rare in this kind of genre, I think. So it's cool to see. And this is, as far as I haven't gotten this far in the stage, so new stuff. A giant. No, erect. Talkative. Alright. Okay. You get the idea here. Gonna get past his mighty shields, but luckily that's where this enemy comes. This weapon I got comes in. Oh crap! Definitely don't want to get caught by that again. Oh crap. I was really too reliant on my my weapon there. Ah, nuts. I reckon I've got it in the bag, viewers. I think this is pretty easy. This is one of those cases where, yeah, I'm glad I got that sort of mage weapon beforehand, because I think I should be able to make light work of him this time. Oh crap. I think it said that. Oop. I'll wait for that thing to recharge. Shoot him in the shins in the meantime. That. Hey! There we go, done it! Hey! Go back, rise from your grave. Go back to your grave. So we're gonna advance it. Actually, so there's 2 stages to each section, so it automatically moves you on to this next bit, to David's Temple. But the game does actually save. It just doesn't kick you back to the level select. So that progress will stay with me, which is good because I don't have any potions and I've never seen this level before, so I don't know any of the patterns. Yeah, get that. Ugh. I'm getting trounced here. Yeah, well, that was to be expected. But another good thing is, because it does save after like each half stage, I can actually now go back out using the money that I've gotten and buy some more stuff. And there's sort of, I guess, to that point you could, I suppose, go back to earlier levels and grind some currency to make you go back in and come back better equipped. So it's kind of nice. There's a nice sense of depth to this that you really wouldn't expect from a sort of cutesy 16-bit pixel art style medieval shooter. It's been kind of a pleasant surprise, and yeah, I kind of dig it. Gryphon Knight Epic is on PC and PS4 right now for not all that much, and yeah, it's worth taking a look. I think it's pretty cool. Chris Chant for KojiPop.com. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.